They are employees of the international holding company, but they are connected not only with work. They are citizens of different countries, but this makes their friendship more interesting. I have prepared for us very interesting program. If he prepares a very interesting program, mine will be more extreme. They are the seekers of new impressions. But their views on dress do not coincide. And they travel together to their companions' hometowns. All three have their own leisure plan in each country. Three friends, three countries, 3 different days. In today's program, football in the Valley of Balls, stone mysteries of Mangystau, in the house of the Akan Tarazi, 7 years in exile, fishing in the Caspian, long live the manhood brotherhood. For our trio travelers, Western Kazakhstan is still terra incognito. It seems that they have seen so much already. However, there is a feeling that some fragments of a large mosaic have gone unnoticed. This really upsets, because there is only 1 day left till our departure from Mangystau. Today, 3 roads are planned, different in theme. We warned that everyone could say everything about this place. At the end of the day, there will be the finish of the first stage of our competition. We will decide whose travel program was more interesting. Perhaps it is the final moments that will be decisive in our program. So whole attention of the crew will be paid to Karim. By the way, he promised us a new burst of energy. Contrary to expectations, we do not go to the bullfight and will not look for pearls at the bottom of the sea. But we will be glad with very calm and in some sense wise decision of a comrade. You know, friends, that the Caspian Sea is not the only sightseeing place in Aktau. There is a place in Mangystau where people year-round swim and do not freeze because there the degree of water reaches up to 50 degrees. Right from under the ground? Under the ground. This is a hot spring. And we go there now. We go swimming, hot spring. Let's change our clothes now. It will be like a natural jacuzzi, right? The hot spring, where we're heading, is located 40 kilometers from the city of Aktau. The spring was discovered in the last century. They say that in fact they drilled an oil well here, but not the oil flowed from the pipe, but the healing water. Later it was discovered that there are much more such sources in western Kazakhstan than in Baden or in Czech Karlovy Vary. It is known that during the Soviet period, the construction of balneotherapeutic health resort was planned in Mangystau. Unfortunately, this idea for a long time remained unfulfilled, and only in recent years this topic has been discussed. We can't compare it with foreign hospitals. Nevertheless, the flow of those who want to improve their health does not stop. People go here to take radon baths. These procedures help to cure the diseases of respiratory and support organs, movement and nervous system, digestion and skin. I have enjoyed this hot spring. It seems to me that I was born again. Now you go to play football with the most unusual ball that you can think of. All the same sport, I thought we would go to nature, to meditate. Take your cameras, because in that place you can have so amazing photos. Let's get started. Now Belek has a travel navigator, our companion from Kyrgyzstan. What did he come up with? And what unusual ball he got? Wow! Wow, a football field! Yes, it's very cool here. I told you it's interesting. Let's go. Our trip was going to be very interesting. There was an ordinary plain, and suddenly a field was scattered like pea stone balls. All this, the Valley of Balls. It is located in the area of Torish. There are hundreds and even thousands of round stone formations. The radius of some of them reaches up to 3 meters. The first thought, did they fall from the sky, or were they brought here? But seriously, scientists for 250 years cannot unravel the nature of this mysterious phenomenon. There are several hypotheses about the origin of stone formations. The mystical version asserts that these are petrified enemies who in ancient times attacked the Mangystau land. The cosmic hypothesis says that these are fragments of ancient meteorites. There are also suggestions that stone balls are the fruits of ancient marine plants or remnants of UFOs. But in our opinion, only two theories are more realistic. The first of these is connected with the ocean, which was once on the Mangystau region. Small organism plankton multiplied in this ocean. They were accumulated in a kind of nucleus which was overgrown with sand and clay. Over time, the seawater receded, and the globular blocks were found on land. By the way, if you look inside the bowl, you can see the ancient prints of insects, shells, and fish. Another plausible version speaks of the origin of the spheres as a result of electrical discharges that occurred in the Earth's crust and zones of tectonic faults. Rotating in a fault, terrestrial rocks were formed in concretions, that is, rounded mineral formations. They are very different in form, but the most amazing of them are spherical, probably because the bowl is the most perfect geometric form created by nature. stone balls are found in various parts of the earth. They are called boulders by sailors, balls of the gods, as well as Elijah the Prophet's watermelons. They are in New Zealand, Costa Rica, Brazil, the USA, Romania, Israel, China, and Russia. But as our friend Belek says, the most wonderful miracles must be sought in the homeland. That's what we're doing. What are your impressions, players? I have not been running so much for a long time. 3-0, we won. Against whom did we play? Against the stones. Against nature. Are you exhausted? Seems you are run out of strength. The most interesting thing I prepared at the end of the trip. What do you associate Aktau with? White Mountain. Come on, come on. With what else? West. Of course, the Caspian Sea. Now we will go to the sea and arrange a real man's fishing. Really? Yes. A man must be an earner in this extreme. So let's not waste time. Just go. On the way to fishing, we make a stop. We do not have the right to drive past a historically important point. The famous museum named after Taras Shevchenko, the largest outside of Ukraine. It was here in the second half of the 19th century the Ukrainian poet, writer, and artist Taras Shevchenko was exiled for works against the Tsarist authorities. He lived only 47 years, of this, 7 on the peninsula of Mangystau in this very house. The building of the museum was built as the summer residence of Commandant Irakli Alexeyevich Uskov. In 1853, these are the 2 adjoining halls, and they were decorated by artists from Ukraine. The exiled poet was forbidden to write and draw, but thanks to the commandant, Taras Shevchenko had the opportunity to create. He was included in the expedition to study minerals on the peninsula of Mangystau. And for 2 years of work of the expedition, Shevchenko created a significant part of his creative heritage. This year, the museum turned 85 years old. Today, all its halls start with pillars, which count the time of Taras Shevchenko's stays on the Kazakh land. In the first hall, his first works, in the other hall, drawings from the expedition. Then, the model of the Novopetrovsky fortification, where the exiled poet was a soldier. Here you can find not only creative works of Taras Shevchenko. The museum is filled with the everyday life of the Ukrainian people. There are many things that remind of the homeland of the poet, the village of Morinsy in the Kiev province. You can also see real rarities, which tell about the lessons of the Shevchenko family. For example, the wall of Chumatsky high schools. The well dug by Shevchenko during the terrible drought remained untouched. They say that he saved from death a whole aul located near the fortress. Taras Shevchenko was called Akin Tarazi on Mangystau land. And although he did not live long, for many generations of Kazakhs and Ukrainians, he became a teacher and the first diplomat who laid the bridge of friendship between Kazakhstan and Ukraine. Thank you for this fascinating journey into the past. For me, Taras Shevchenko was opened completely from the other side. Now, I am positioning him not as a writer, but he's also an excellent, talented artist. I'm very glad that I liked it. Thank you so much. Time to say goodbye and go. You know, Kazakhs have a lot of good traditions. One of such traditions that has survived, the owners of the yurt did not let the guest leave empty-handed. And I want to give you a booklet that was released in 2014. We celebrated the 200th anniversary of Taras Shevchenko. The booklet is in limited quantities. We give only to dear guests in 3 languages, in Kazakh, Russian and English, and a collection of postcards for historical places. Here you are. Rahmet. This is a Kazakh hospitality. A nice end of the tour were gifts. This is the custom. You cannot let guests leave empty-handed. And again, we're heading into the bosom of nature, there where sea adventures await us. Fishing is really a state of mind, a kind of male religion. After all, it surprisingly combines the excitement of the hunter and peace of mind. By the way, the catch of sturgeon species of fish, which is famous for this region, is strictly prohibited. So we rely on other fishes. Somehow we pull out a carp from the sea depths. After such a holiday, I want to fall on the bed and do nothing. As they say, after such a rest, one more rest is needed. It was so interesting day. It seems to me it's time to sum up the results. Yes, it's time to determine which of us was the best travel organizer. This is a very difficult task. However, the promise is promise, and we will not cancel the result of the match.
Как я и говорил ранее у себя на родине, это самый тот момент, нелюбимый момент мною в нашем соревновании.
As I said earlier in my homeland, the worst moment in our competition is when you need to evaluate the works of friends for their program. But nevertheless, the rules remain the rules. And first I want to express my opinion about the Karim's program. It so happened that at first we began to evaluate the efforts of Karim. To tell the truth, the entire film crew was anxiously awaiting the script of our Kazakhstani companion. A mature of extreme leisure, creative and daredevil always tried to come up with something interesting. Karim showed the west of Kazakhstan from quite the other side. I expected to see a little different, but his program was interesting. Lifestyle of local youth, some of the local sites meet modern requirements, if to say shortly. Then for his extreme and for a healthy lifestyle, I want to put 9 out of 10.
Если сказать коротко, то за его экстрим и здоровый образ жизни я хочу поставить Кариму 9 из 10.
Молодые люди, молодежь здесь на Западе. Стритбол, баскетбол тот же самый, только уличный. Также и танцы.
Young people, youth in the West, street ball, street basketball, as well as dancing. Own culture, own art, performance where Karim is also good. It was wonderful. On the fourth day, he showed us the real beauty of the Caspian Sea. This wind blew not only our hair, but also what was inside the head. It was wonderful.
Только волосы, ну и все, что было внутри головы. Было замечательно, ну конечно, хозяин здешних степей этого моря поймал рыбу.
Of course, he caught a fish. A few words about the points. For such a drive, extreme, the fact that he showed how young people live here, I put Karim 10 out of 10. Secondly, we began discussing the achievements of Yerkebulan, a connoisseur of history, an antiquity lover, and our philosopher knows how to give a deep meaning to every conversation and deed. My friend from Uzbekistan showed a lot of historically rich, sacred places. We looked at not just architectural monuments, but places that are crowded with people, even by local residents. Pilgrims who still do not forget the history of their homeland, their own land, do not forget the history of their locality. Preserve and transfer this wealth, the wealth of history, to the next generation. I appreciated it. Yerko came up with just a stunning program of travel. To him I put 10 out of 10.
Сохраняют и передают это богатство истории этой местности следующему поколению. Это очень порадовало. Ирко придумал просто сногсшибательную программу, сногсшибательное путешествие в эту историю. Ему я ставлю 10 из 10.
And finally, it was the turn to hear a verdict to our Kyrgyz friend. A passionate lover of the wild, an adventurous seeker, is in the eternal search for unusual landscapes. We saw a lot of interesting things. I did not expect that in the West there are a lot of camels. After we got to Iraqti, it became cold. We got on jackets, and the landscape was very cool. It turns out this place is so beautiful. Where very, very long ago there was an ocean. I really liked Bosher, the place where you can feel the flight of a bird by straightening your hands. It was just mesmerizing. I give to Belek 10 out of 10 for having made me feel like a free bird.
Этим ребятам вы на мои настоящие друзья. спасибо вам большое. Друг — это человек, который проживет с тобой всю твою жизнь.
You are my true friends, a friend. This one will live with you all your life. It's very easy for me with you, wherever I go. Even it is a boring place for me, will seem wonderful, interesting. I want to give you Belek 10 points for all the most beautiful places in Western Kazakhstan.
Интересно. Тебе, Белек, я хочу поставить, конечно же, 10 баллов. Мне очень приятно, что ты изучил все локации, все места, все абсолютно древние памятники, все красивейшие места Мангыстауской области, Западного Казахстана.
You do not need any calculations to understand who won the first round. All of us have won. Probably it should be so, because for our company this is the first competitive experience. We must admit that we're a little tired of unusually large flow of information, physical activity and emotions, so the decision to make a fasting day was absolutely right.
Именно в этот день, мне кажется, мы все втроем почувствовали нашу дружбу, почувствовали именно в том плане, что на подсознательном уровне мы отключились от наших.
Especially on this day, three of us felt that we are so close to each other that for us our friendship is important. At the subconscious level, we disconnected from the competition. We just enjoy the moments, and most importantly, we enjoyed the presence of each other.
Мы просто не считали времени, мы не оценивали ту или иную часть программы, мы просто получали максимум удовольствия.
It was the most unforgettable day. We forgot about everything. We did not pay attention to time. We did not evaluate this or that part of the program. We just got the maximum of pleasure. It's hard to say what will be remembered most. Each of us tried to make this trip full and exciting. No day was like the other. No episode was repeated. But this makes the trip unforgettable and useful. But most importantly, it helps to feel that we're interesting and need each other. No matter how different we are Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Kazakh, we probably complement each other with some part of our ethnos. It is like the puzzle consisting Kazakh, Uzbek, Kyrgyz. We are related not only by blood, we are also close in spirit. Nothing surprising, we share common roots, common ancestors, and they were nomads. Therefore, there is a need for us to get acquainted with new places, expand our horizons, and test our strength in adventure. And it is a great happiness that there is an opportunity to go on a long journey with reliable partners. So we again collect backpacks. Goodbye, Western Kazakhstan. We're heading to the birthplace of Belek, mountainous Kyrgyzstan.